1 month from today, the Missouri Valley Conference regular season comes to an end. A lot's going to happen between now and then. Two teams right in the thick of the race meeting today inside the McLeod Center in Cedar Falls, Iowa. The Bradley Braves and the Panthers of Northern Iowa. Well, Drake won yesterday at Southern Illinois to take a half-game lead on Bradley. Ben McCollum has done a great job in year one as head coach. Belmont at home with Evansville today. The Bruins of Northern Iowa in a tie for third. Alongside Kevin Lehman on Playmatic, both teams have played well through the first half of the Valley season. And for that to continue, Kevin, their vets have to lead the way, and it's Darius Hannah for Bradley.
Fifth-year senior's had a sensational career for Bradley. He needs 11 points to reach 1,000. He's closing in on 600 career rebounds. His 59% from the field is third all-time in Bradley history. The left-hander has been on SportsCenter for his sensational dunks.
And Titan Anderson, also a terrific career at Northern Iowa.
3 points to reach 1,200. The left-hander can score off the bounce. He is a matchup problem inside, explosive. He needs 9 assists to reach 200 to reach that exclusive club of 1,000 points, 700 rebounds, and 200 assists. They'll be matched up today. This will be one to watch.
The Panthers of Northern Iowa in their home whites. Bradley in the visiting Reds. Brooks Wells, Tommy Johnson, and Rick Crawford are the officiating crew. And Northern Iowa controls the opening tip. And this is Ben Schweiger taking it to the top of the key. And now they get it in the hands of Trey Campbell, who's playing a little bit out of position. Number 4 in white moved to the point after an injury to R.J. Taylor back in December. Not a true point guard. He swings one up from three-point range, and it's in and out. Here's the Bradley starting five. Zeke Montgomery back with the team after leaving for 1 year to go to Rhode Island. Davis, Dean, Jonovich, and we talked about Darius Hannah. Here's possession for the Braves, and Davis will penetrate. The 7'1" Serbian, good touch from inside the lane.
The Serbian is a factor inside. Big body because of his size. They don't need to double inside on Hudson.
Max Weisbrod with Campbell in the backcourt. Schweiger, Titan Anderson, who we talked about, and Jacob Hudson, a 6'11" postman from Edina, Minnesota. Duke Dean penetrates on the wing. This is Montgomery. His shot is off the 10. There's a rebound for Anderson, who can do that very well. Schweiger in transition, bobbled it at his ankles, got it back, misses the stick back, and Davis will come away with it for the Braves.
Both teams want to play up-tempo, Clay. They want to push the ball up the court, hoping that they can get a shot before the defense sets up.
And that's what Dean was trying to do right there. He is mugged inside. That's going to be a foul on Campbell.
It's a UNI team that wants to get the ball in the paint, and a Bradley team that excels at shooting the three ball and defending the three.
This is Davis to give it in, and he does for the 7-footer. Here's Duke Dean. Hasn't been shooting it great as of late, but the preseason Valley Player of the Year. Always a threat to go off at any time. Bradley's going to give it back to UNI here with just over 18 minutes to go in the half.
Now, Duke Dean is the emotional leader of this team, but they are senior laden with Hannah and Davis. Davis on Campbell, lots of height as Dean is on the Weisbrod.
Hudson, what a floater on the baseline. And first points for the Panthers.
UNI will use a lot of action, but they're going to go back to that naked screen on the side, try to get Hudson on the roll or mid-range jump shot.
Davis dropping it down to Hannah. Darius Hannah working on Anderson. You talked about that matchup, Kevin, and give the victory there to Titan Anderson that time.
Two lefties, fifth-year guys, both preseason first-team picks, and there's Anderson in the post.
That ball was kicked. And then a foul inside. That's going to go against Darius Hannah, his first. There you see Brian Wardle in his 10th year at Bradley. A couple of Valley tournament titles, a regular season conference title a couple of years ago. Just 45 years old.
He's moved to second on Bradley's Missouri Valley Conference win list, only behind Jim Molinari.
Now Christian Davis gets tagged for a foul.
One of the keys I have for this Bradley Brave team, they have to plug up the paint, keep the Panthers out of the lane.
Anderson going around Dean. He'll drop it down for Weisbro. Now Hudson, right hand hook. A little off the mark. And the rebound plucked by Corey Thomas, the 6'10 JUCO transfer. Thomas, despite his size, he's not afraid to shoot it from outside.
He can make it from out there. They're running that pick and roll and step him back.
He's a 44% three-point shooter.
This Bradley team's a little different than the teams in the past, Clay. They liked the three ball before they were a power team inside. One of the leaders in the nation in three-point percentage.
Yeah, right now trying to find that three-point touch again, and there's going to be a foul called on Corey Thomas, his first. Ben Jacobson wearing pink today with the rest of his coaching staff for Coaches versus Cancer. In his 19th year, he is the Dean of the Valley. Nobody has more Valley wins in league history.
Surpassed Henry Iba this season. 202 Valley wins for Ben Jacobson.
He has had to deal with quite a few injuries, more than maybe in recent memory, especially in the backcourt.
Yeah, ball in the hands there was Schmidt, #1, who's just back from a knee injury.
Will Hornsack in the ball game now, the big red head, #13 in white. Good baseline move for Anderson, goes to the other side of the rim, gets it to go, and he's fouled.
His career path has been sensational. As a freshman, played very little kickback on the most improved team in 2023, and now a preseason all-league pick. Closing on 1,200 points, and most of them are scored around the rim. He is so crafty with the left hand.
First points for Anderson. He'll try to make it a three-point play. Anderson leads the Valley in free throw attempts. That's his 143rd free throw attempt of the year.
He attacks defense in the interior. Also, 16 double-doubles in Anderson's career.
Bradley down 3. Christian Davis gets in the hands of Zeke Montgomery. Almar Atlason, the 6'8 sophomore from Iceland, is in the game. He's a three-point threat. There's Jaquan Johnson off the bench. 2 to shoot. Johnson, the freshman, rises up and hits it. The freshman from Milwaukee.
He has given the Braves some fantastic minutes. When he plays well, the Bradley Braves win.
Oh, look out. There goes Ben Schweiger, airborne for the flush.
They need a big game out of Schweiger. He's got to take up the slack. Leon Bond's injury.
Schweiger played a couple of seasons at Loyola. Kind of a stretch 4. You can see how athletic he is.
Pogo stick gets up quick. Can shoot the 3. Scores at all 3 levels.
And here's Atlason looking for help. Lost his dribble at the top of the key. 5 to shoot. Montgomery sealed off by Titan Anderson. Good block by Anderson on the baseline.
And Northern Iowa has been dialed in at the defensive end. The Braves having a hard time getting open looks.
Here's Cale Schmidt with that knee brace and right knee. Hornseth on the block. Trying to muscle it up, and Anderson with the stick back on the other side of the rim. Boy, Titan Anderson fired up early.
This is February. It is senior time. Senior urgency setting in. Titan Anderson. Schweiger first punches one through, and now Anderson on the offensive glass. It's points in the paint for the Panthers.
What do you got there, Larry?
Time machine?
You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something?
Nope.
Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm going to go back to last week and buy a winning lottery ticket. Can I come? Only room for one.
How am I getting home?
Sitting on my lap like last time, Ronald.
Fine, but I'm bringing this.
All right.
Or you could try one of these savings options.
The right money moves aren't as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Told you it was going to all work out. Thanks, future me.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with you? Get Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig at home and on the go. Introducing Power Boost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's big. Xfinity Internet customers, cut your mobile bill in half versus T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T for your first year. Plus, ask how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us.
Northern Iowa at home out to a 5-point lead. You can see Bradley leading the country in three-point field goal percentage, but they're 0 for 3 to start this one. Northern Iowa, 5th in the country in field goal percentage. And early on in this one, Kevin, they are getting the ball inside and scoring near the rim.
Well, the reason why they have such a high percentage, if they get the ball in the paint, and they've done it in this game, they've got 6, there's 9 have already gone inside. And look for them to continue to pound it in the paint.
Titan Anderson, if this continues, he's going to have a big day.
Well, he's going to have a big day. He's a senior, and you also got Darius Hannah, Duke Dean on that Bradley side. These guys are seniors, Clay. It's February. They can feel it coming. It's closed in their careers. Senior urgency on both these teams.
Well, Anderson on the bench here taking a breather. Preseason first team All-Valley. Always a double-double threat. Already 5 points, couple of rebounds. There's Jaquan Johnson for Bradley running the point.
Kyle Polk in number 22 for the Panthers. He's got to pick up some of the slack for Leon Bond. You'll see him playing that 4 spot today.
Well, Darius Hannah just picked up a offensive foul for Bradley with an illegal screen. And Darius Hannah now with a couple of early fouls, and he's going to have to go to the bench and sit by Brian Wardle.
Yeah, Davis is going to have to get on the glass more for Bradley Braves, and they bring the big man back in. Meta. Space Eater inside, number 14 in the red.
Reddick Bourne is on the floor now. He's numeral 0 in white. He's driving and has it blocked by Jonovic.
Jonovic is a force in the paint.
Johnson drives, kicks it out. 3-ball doesn't go for Atlason. And contact underneath. And this is going to be on Schweiger, his first.
Bradley's going to try and get those threes in transition, open-looking threes. Both these teams are so well scouted. These coaches know each other's tendencies so well. It's difficult to get a shot in your half-court offense.
76th meeting between these two programs. Bradley leads it by 1, 38-37. Always fun when these two get together. Atlason rolls to the hoop and another foul. And now this is going to be on Kyle Polk, the sophomore, kind of looking at the official going, what did I do? But obviously caused a problem in the lane.
Well, we've seen that look quite a bit when a whistle's blown. But Kyle Polk's got to play a lot more minutes tonight because of the injury to Leon Bond that we mentioned.
Atlason the shot fake. And it's going to be a travel.
Great job by Reddick Bourne. Polk took the ball fake. Bourne recovered and contested the shot, caused a turnover. Ben Jacobson is getting great minutes off his bench.
Poked away. Here's Johnson. Welcome to Cedar Falls, Iowa. Bradley in red, Northern Iowa in home white. Bradley could get back into a tie for first place in the Missouri Valley with a win today. The Braves coming off their worst game of the year, a 23-point loss at home to UIC. But this is a veteran team. They are trying to rebound and get back into a first-place tie with the Drake Bulldogs, who are having a great season under first-year head coach Ben McCollum. He's Kevin Lehman. I'm Clay Matvick. And right now it's a 9-4 game. Northern Iowa with the lead, 13-14 to go here in the first half. What have you noticed so far, Kev?
UNI has been very locked in the defensive end. Bradley's had tough times getting open looks. At the other end, offensive, the Panthers trying to pound it in the paint.
This is Zeke Montgomery. Transferred back to Bradley after one season at Rhode Island. Now Duke Dean with it on the wing. Braves a cool shooting start. This is the 7-footer, Ahmet Jonovic, and that's good touch in the paint. That's his second basket from that spot.
And he set a monster screen outside before he did the short roll. That's big points for Bradley.
One and done for UNI. Trey Campbell, the Cedar Falls native, comes up empty. Campbell has been running the point. Starting point guard R.J. Taylor suffered an ACL back in December, and this was a team, Northern Iowa, without a point guard for a while, and they've been trying to adjust.
They moved Trey Campbell there. He's more comfortable as a 2-guard after R.J. Taylor got hurt. So you're playing Cale Schmitz there and also the freshman, Reddick Bourne, minutes at the point position.
Campbell committing his second foul. As Johnson hits the free throw. Our ESPN2 Big Monday women's basketball matchup. Two of the top teams in the ACC. Duke, number 10 in the country, and number 17, NC State. Monday, 7 Eastern, here on ESPN2. So now Bradley within a point.
Bradley likes to show this three-quarter court pressure. Sometimes they go back to zone. Now they're back to man, trying to disrupt the flow.
That's a good block by Christian Davis. Davis double-double Wednesday against UIC. Does a little bit of everything for this Bradley team. Here's Jonovic battling with Hudson. A little strong, trying to get his own miss. And it's out of bounds. Stay on this end.
Well, you saw at the defensive end for Bradley, they still have that great length. They challenge shots at the rim. And Jonovic is big enough to block out the sun.
He is. They call him the Serbian Bear. And the Braves are 4-1 since he moved into the starting lineup.
They've gotten good minutes from him. He scored in this game right in front of the rim.
Still Dean, still looking for his first points. He's kind of the engine of the Bradley team. How he goes is generally how the Braves go.
Emotional leader, Duke Dean. We got to get going from outside. Even Brian Ward said, we got to get Duke, make some shots. Makes it easier on everyone else.
Reddick Bourne probed in deep for the Panthers. Now it's in the hands of Hudson. Trying to go around the 7-footer. Campbell, the follow. And he is going to head to the line when we come back. For those of you watching on ESPN News, the action continues here on ESPN2 after the break.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible.
And startups start up.
That's why PNC Bank strives to be boring with your money. The pragmatic, calculated kind of boring.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with you? Get Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig at home and on the go. Introducing Power Boost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's big. Xfinity Internet customers, cut your mobile bill in half versus T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T for your first year. Plus, ask how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us.
Devotion for Man by Dolce & Gabbana.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Bradley won the Myrtle Beach tournament early in the year, and they've really had a good season. 18-4 coming into the day, 9-2 in the Missouri Valley Conference, but they're coming off their worst game of the year. They were upset at home by UIC Wednesday night, 93-70. And for a team first in the country in three-point percentage at 40%, they were just 25% on Wednesday. They were 6 of 24, and they have not hit a 3 yet here today.
And struggled. They 0 for 5 today from distance as Brian Worrell's got the dry erase board out. But Brian Wardle's teams always get better late in the year. This is a team that's had a great start. He's got 3 fantastic seniors in Duke Dean, Christian Davis, and Darius Hannah. I look for those guys to really respond.
There's UNI's season summary. Ben Jacobson in his 19th year as head coach of the Panthers. He's dealt with probably more injuries than he's had to deal with in a long time.
Point guard position, they've been plugging holes. Campbell's played it. They brought in Weisbrod to play it. Bourne. R.J. Taylor went down early with an Achilles tear. He was going to be their point guard this season. So they've been filling it in, and now Leon Bond also with an injury.
Yeah, down 2 starters. Troy Campbell is playing the point for the lion's share of the time as Campbell gets both free throws. It's now 11-8 Northern Iowa. Darius Hannah playing with a couple of fouls. Left hand gets it to go off the window.
There's the matchup we were looking for. The left-hander Hannah on the other left-hander, Titan Anderson. Who's going to win that battle?
First basket for Hannah, closing in on 1,000 career points. Needs 9 more. Here's Titan Anderson. He has played inspired basketball so far today. Lost control, and now here comes Duke Dean. Feeds the wing. Still no threes for the Braves as Omar Atlason off the bench is cold.
He's had 2 good looks, Atlason, and he is a 3-point sniper, 3-point specialist.
Yeah, that's why his playing time has diminished here in recent weeks, because he's just not hitting those threes. And now we get a foul on Atlason, his first.
Our visit with Brian Wardle earlier today, we've been struggling from the 3 lately. We need a game where we get it cooking again on the outside. Duke Dean being one of the major keys in that, his ability to knock down the 3 ball and energize his Bradley team.
They're coming off their first loss since January the 8th. That was a 64-57 loss to Drake in Peoria. And you think about that game right now, how much weight, Kevin, that carries in the Missouri Valley Conference.
No question. But this is a Bradley team. They're 5-0 on the road. They have not lost a road game in the Valley. That is a fantastic stat. Can they keep it going today against a really determined Panther team?
Well, Jonovic with a good look. Got it to Dean, but couldn't finish at the rim. Now Anderson out of control, and Jonovic takes it away.
Well, Anderson coming down and saw that brick wall wearing number 14. Slid in there.
Now Montgomery is rejected by Anderson, who ends up in the front row. Boy, what hustle from Titan today.
He fell down the other end and gets up. Now he's coming from nowhere. Great timing. Gets a piece of it. Zeke Montgomery is the go-to guy for Bradley when they need buckets. They're going to put in his hands. Let him go one-on-one. He's been locked up by Schweiger today.
Zeke Montgomery rises up. Off the heel, no good. And the cold start for Bradley continues. Now 4 of 17 from the floor. Hudson, 6'11" postman, looks pretty smooth out there.
He can make them. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Jonovic. Does he come out there? Does he stay inside and plug up the middle?
Jacob Hudson versatile. He had a double-double against Missouri State 10 days ago. Finally, the first 3 they just told Atlason, keep shooting until you make one.
No question. Shooters shoot. Atlason needs some confidence.
Shot fake there by Hudson. A little strong. And that's going to belong to Northern Iowa. Check that. Bradley's got it.
Good shot fake by Hudson, but he made that one bounce. He kind of got no man's land with the floater. Wasn't sure what to do with it. He knew he was by the big man, Jonovic, but looking over his shoulder for the 7'1" Ahmet Jonovic, a shot blocker.
I'm talking to Brian Wardle just a little bit ago before the game, and he said, you know, the biggest thing right now with this veteran bunch as you get into the dog days of February, keeping it fun and trying to get this crew to avoid a burnout. As Johnson, the freshman, gets in and scores.
There's a freshman with no burnout. He has high energy for the Bradley Braves.
Is that a problem at times when you have a veteran bunch?
Oh, it's a long season, Clay. You're starting now in June with full practices. It's 11 months a year, so you got to keep, all teams, you got to keep it fresh, shorten your practices. February, early February is usually the dog days, but in about 3 weeks you can see the end coming.
Bradley playing with the lead for the first time. Demarion Birch, sophomore out of Milwaukee, is in the game right. He's numero 0 in red. Allison has it taken away by Schweiger. That was just a clean steal.
Great read. Turned his back. Schweiger went after it.
Schmidt got the bounce and the foul.
Offense created from your defense. Schweiger goes in there and rakes it clean. And Schmidt, the transfer from Coe College, he's just an hour down the road, was known for his defense, has fought that knee injury all season. They've got him back now, and he is playing well. Great energy in the backcourt for Northern Iowa.
He was second all-time in scoring at Coe, and when you make that kind of a jump, you wonder how he's going to adjust, but Cale Schmidt has been a valuable member, especially because of the injuries for the Panthers.
I covered his games last year. There's no question he would transition to this level 4 times in that league. Even though it's Division III, he was on the all-defensive team, twice Defensive Player of the Year.
Bradley with a win will get back into a tie for first place in the Missouri Valley. Johnson bobbled the pass. Schweiger in transition starts it back for the Panthers. Schweiger, what a finish.
Transition baskets, and we mentioned Schweiger's got to put more on his shoulders because of the injuries in this Panther lineup, specifically Leon Bond going out with a patella strain.
There's a foul out high. Now, I'll tell you, Schweiger, he was not a starter, as Kevin talked about, before the injuries started piling up. But he is playing like a starter right now as we have turned it into February in the Valley. We've got a 4-point game here in the McLeod Center.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a winning lottery ticket. Can I come? Only room for one.
How am I getting home?
Sitting on my lap like last time, Ronald.
Fine, but I'm bringing this.
All right.
Or you could try one of these savings options.
The right money moves aren't as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Told you it's gonna all work out. Thanks, future me.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with you? Get Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig at home and on the go. Introducing Power Boost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's big. Xfinity Internet customers, cut your mobile bill in half versus T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T for your first year. Plus, ask how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us.
Here's our ACC Big 12 Big Monday doubleheader on ESPN. Sophomore sensation Jalen Lowe in Pittsburgh hosting Virginia at 7 Eastern. Then number 3 Iowa State traveling to Kansas, where the number 11 Jayhawks looked to avenge a 17-point loss earlier this season. Allen Fieldhouse should be rocking. Let's go back to 2010 then. Memory from the Sweet 16. Who can forget Northern Iowa defeating then number 1 Kansas in the second round of the national tournament.
Ali Frokwick-Nash, he still puts pain in Kansas fans, but around here it's just known as the shot.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest win in the tenure of Ben Jacobson as head coach at Northern Iowa.
Well, this school's had 8 NCAA tournament teams, 1 Sweet 16 team, and that was the Ali Frokwick-Nash team that beat number 1 ranked Kansas to put the Panthers in the Sweet 16.
1915, Northern Iowa leading. Dean. It's tipped in on the backside.
Bradley starting to crash the glass. They're not as good a rebounding team as they were a year ago, but they still have some length and size, and will get to the offensive boards.
Weisbrod answers with a 3, and that is the second of the game for the Panthers.
Great read by Max. Defender goes underneath the screen. He stands back there and pops that one through.
Division II transfer from Northern Michigan. And he is starting for the second straight game. Baseline, Davis. Now look out if Christian Davis starts to get heated up.
Love his game. He is so smooth. He can do everything for Bradley. Defend, score mid-range, knock in the three, and get on the offensive glass.
Coming off his third double-double in the last 6 games. That's going to be a reach-in foul on the freshman Johnson.
Johnson and I got poked in the face on that steal. But he is so quick, great hands. Schweiger reached in and got him with his hand right across the side of the face.
Man, I tell you, Johnson, he does not look like a freshman physically. He's built like a linebacker for one.
It's like one of those dudes that eats weights for breakfast.
Yeah, just a mature body. And you can tell he's shaking up. He's going to go sit down for a minute.
And Brian Worrell says, I like to play freshmen because they bring great energy to your team. That's what Jaquan Johnson does for this Bradley team. Energy guy. So we'll see him back in here soon.
Schweiger will not get a bonus free throw. Good passing from Jonovic. How about the 7-footer finding a cutting Dean?
A nice play. That was a set play by Brian Worrell. Get Dean what we call a lid lifter. They're taking away his three, let him rub cut right to the front of the rim.
Another 6 minutes to go, first half. Here's Schweiger going to work on Montgomery. Horn set. Couple of bigs battling inside. Kick out, Campbell. And Jonovic climbs for the rebound.
Campbell with a good look. When Campbell knocks in the threes, the Panthers are hard to beat.
3 doesn't go. Hornseth will clear it.
Now Hornseth cannot shoot the three, so you're going to see the big man, Jonovic, patrol the middle more with Hornseth.
Weisbro dumps it down. Hornseth, little hook left it short, got his own miss. We'll try again. Jonovic is going to be called for the foul.
Jonovic is patrolling the paint for Bradley. The big man, 7'1", with a huge reach. Hornseth with a great second effort. Yeah, that would have been pretty clean block there, Clay.
Yeah, it didn't look bad.
Really
That's the second
block.
foul, though, on Meta, as they call him.
We saw Meta a few years ago when he first transferred in January. Clay, you were immediately enamored with him because of his size.
Well, you can't coach 7'1".
He was really good against Illinois State. Jonovic, so 2 fouls on him. That's going to leave a little more room for Northern Iowa to attack the rim. They excel at getting points in the paint. And here comes Hudson back in, the big for Northern Iowa, as Meta takes a seat.
Yeah, so that's going to create a size advantage underneath for the Panthers. We'll see how they try to exploit that. As the lead is now 3 for UNI.
So a really small lineup by Bradley in here right now.
Connor Dillon back in the game. He's got the beard, number 2 in red.
Big time scorer, Dillon.
Atlason driving, got a step on Hudson, but can't make the basket. Campbell. Stretch pass for Anderson, and he got it.
Oh. Like a wide receiver catching a touchdown by Anderson. Great miss, the ability to turn it a quick 2 points.
Now Dillon is fouled.
Look ahead by Campbell. What a catch. And then the presence of mind to get his balance and finish. Tight Anderson. What a career he has had here at Northern Iowa.
Connor Dillon trying to cut into a 5-point deficit. Can't do it. Dillon, Peoria native. Division II transfer, and we're going to get a whistle. As they wanted Jonovic to check back in. And they're going to get the officials' attention, and here comes the 7-footer back on the floor.
Bradley tried the small lineup. They're trying to spread out Northern Iowa's defense and dribble drive. Wardle did not like what he saw. Now he brings his 7'1" back in, Jonovic, even though he's got foul issues.
Brian Wardle looking for his 175th win today at Bradley. And he has to like the play of his 7'1" Serbian because he's got 6 points already here in the first half. He averages just 5 per game. And he's doing stuff on the inside that is making it hard at times for Northern Iowa to penetrate.
I think his concern is a small lineup. He had no one to match up on Jacob Hudson. But now we see Bradley going to a zone.
The ball is kicked.
Hudson very good in the middle of the zone. He's an outstanding passer. He's trying to get that to Anderson down low. So he got a big body in there, and Jonovic.
Hudson making his way back from an ankle injury. Only about 90% recovered from that sore ankle. Didn't get enough on that one.
I heard it in the Belmont game. Tried to play against Valpo, a loss for the Panthers, and came back and sat out the next game. Murray and another loss for the Panthers. They need Hudson healthy.
In and out. Dean has had a cool start to this game.
Got the one layup at the rim, and everything else has been off for Duke Dean.
He's 1 of 7. Anderson, they keep going inside to him.
Jacob Hudson can pass from the high post, and they can invert and put Anderson down low and put Jonovic in no man's land.
That's a carry and a turnover for the Braves. Anderson has yet to miss a shot. He is 4 for 4 from the field, and he has stretched Northern Iowa's lead to 7.
What a great high-low play. The delivery by Hudson, and Anderson with the flex. The Panthers build a 7-point lead.
Honey?
But the gains are pumping.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, the Asian market is blowing up. Hey, who wants shots, huh?
Shots?
Of milk.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us and stay a step ahead with Galaxy AI.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI on us. US Cellular, built for us.
You are great divers. You don't need me around.
Oh, that's Mag!
He's on. No, he's on. You can do this. I'm not losing a diver today.
Last breath, rated PG-13. Only in theaters February 28th.
Yeah, Drake Bulldogs are rolling.
All right, guys, we'll see you in about 3 minutes, 27 seconds. Here's your game summary. Bradley, just a poor shooting start from outside the arc, even though they lead the country in three-point percentage. UNI running the floor well off of turnovers, and Titan Anderson at times has taken over this game.
A 4 for 4 for Anderson. He is the emotional leader of this Northern Iowa Panther team, and he's doing it both ends of the court for UNI. Hannah back in also with 2 fouls.
Subin alluded to it. Drake leading Missouri Valley Conference. Bradley can get into a first-place tie with a win today. As Schmidt hits from 3, a couple of steps behind the arc for Cale there. That's his first triple.
Cale Schmidt can play. He can flat out play. I don't care what level he's at. And his health is huge here for Northern Iowa's future.
His 5th game back from that knee injury. Looks pretty comfortable right now.
How aggressive can Hannah be with 2 fouls?
Freshman Johnson left it short. Anderson trying to track it down, ends up on the floor, and Bradley runs out of time. Shot clock violation.
Zeke Montgomery has struggled here in this first half. He has not scored for the Bradley Braves. averaging just under 14 a game. They got to get him going along with Duke Dean.
Say the same thing about Darius Hannah. Hannah's had foul trouble. That's what's limited him here in the first half. But the stars for Bradley have been quiet.
That's the big three. Dean, Montgomery, and Hannah. Northern Iowa's been locked on defensively.
It's a 9-0 run for the Panthers.
Can't leave him.
Schmidt again. Yes! Back-to-back threes for Cale Schmidt.
Miscommunication by Bradley in transition D. Schmidt, big time lift off the bench.
Here's Montgomery. Can he answer? He does. That's a good sign for the Braves.
He's got great size, can beat you off the bounce, can rise up and finish over the top.
He's their number 2 scorer, so the first points for Montgomery. Bradley has not had back-to-back Valley losses very often. In fact, just twice in the last 3 seasons. And trying to avoid that today. We talked a little bit earlier about Brian Wardle trying to avoid a funk. He feels that maybe his team is showing signs of getting into it.
Haven't shot it well. I think that's what his big concern was, because when you're struggling offensively, it also affects your defense. And you already alluded to it, Clay. The big three, Dean, Montgomery, and Hannah, have struggled to get going this game.
Jonovich has been good, though.
Oh, he's been excellent.
He's got 8.
That time shows the ability to put it on the deck and get to the backboard right by Hudson.
He's on pace perhaps for a season best game. His season high is 12 points, has 8 here in the half. That 3 does not go down for Weisbro. Now Bradley in transition. Dean's going to take it himself. Kicks it out. A minute to go in the half. Offensive foul. And that's Jonovich. And that's his 3rd. Boy, a foul in the final minute of the half when you've got control of the ball. Not wise, especially with the game he's been having.
That's a tough call.
So Jonovich just picked up his 3rd.
It was a tough call, Clay, because he's got the ball in his hands and he pivots. He catches the defender. Now watch, this is an emphasis on the rules that he cannot become a screener when the ball's in his hands. It's a tough way to get your 3rd if you're Bradley Braves. He was playing really well.
"13 points off turnovers for the Panthers here in the first half.
Bradley goes zone out of this. They're going to go zone. They like to do that out of 3/4 court pressure. Keep an eye on Schmidt. He's got the hot hand.
Hudson. Titan Anderson. Skies in. Tries to stick it back. Loose on the floor. And the possession arrow is going to send it the other way. It's Bradley's ball.
Well, we talk a lot about Garrett Sturz being the shoe-in for Player of the Year, but watch this guy, Titan Anderson. He has been sensational in this game.
Ben Jacobson calling a timeout. Titan Anderson has had quite a day.
Turns the corner, comes back on the other side of the rim and gets one in easy. And then the putback, and how about this catch down the court? And the finish, little high-low action. He is so quick off his feet, and the lefty, hard to stop inside.
So Titan Anderson, you mentioned it, 9 assists shy of becoming the 4th player in UNI history with 1,000 career points, 700 rebounds, and 200 assists. He's got 1 assist today. So Anderson trying to join that club. Assistant coach Seth Tuttle, the last to reach those milestones back in 2015. He is not here right now. Congratulations to Seth and his wife Des. They just had their 3rd boy. He was born today. I understand he just got into the building. There he is.
Back.
Okay.
There he is. That's his 3rd son. So congratulations to Des and Luca. And
we didn't know if he was going to be here.
Oh, yeah, he missed the shoot around today, but you got to know Seth Tuttle. Took care of business at the hospital, and now he's here coaching the Panthers.
Titan Anderson off the backside. With Schweiger in there despite 3 Braves around him. Almost got it. And Bradley can take the final shot. Trailing by 9. Davis. That's going to be called an offensive foul on the Braves again. A little hook there by Davis.
They got the mismatch. Schmidt was on Davis. Recognized right away as Anderson ends up on Dean. Great call. Schmidt has given a huge lift to Northern Iowa in this first half at both ends of the floor.
Northern Iowa had a 13-point lead at one point here in the half. 2.6 seconds to work with. Weisbrod, baseball pass into the front court. Anderson gets a shot off the top of the backboard. What a half for Titan Anderson, 9.6 rebounds. And a tough shooting half for Bradley. As he shoots 13% from 3. Halftime coming up. Let's send it to the studio in Zubin.
Honey? But the gains are pumping.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, the Asian market is blowing up. Hey, who wants shots, huh?
Shots?
Of milk.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with you? Get Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig at home and on the go. Introducing Power Boost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's big. Xfinity Internet customers, cut your mobile bill in half versus T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T for your first year. Plus, ask how to get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us.
There are many ways to dress your McDonald's hot, crispy fries. But which is best? Is it with ketchup? Sweet and sour? Dare I say, au natural? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Bradley Braves and the Northern Iowa Panthers both in the Missouri Valley Conference title chase, but coming off losses. Northern Iowa played pretty well in that first half, leading by 9. As we're back inside the McLeod Center alongside Kevin Lehman, I'm Clay Matvick. Kevin, Bradley, 4 of the 5 starters with just 2 points each in that first half. They continue to struggle from the field. Northern Iowa, though, a couple of really good performances, including Titan Anderson.
It started the defensive end for Northern Iowa. They were really locking down the 3-ball of the Bradley Braves, but Anderson was on a mission. He's got 9 points. His energy, his effort on the glass has been tremendous in the first half. There's the catch and finish. He just went over 1,200 career points. And Anderson with 16 double-doubles, he might be heading for number 17.
And I know you really liked what you saw from Cale Schmidt off the bench. He also had 9 points. As you look at the first half stats, turnovers have been a problem for Bradley, and especially because Northern Iowa is turning those turnovers into points.
13 points off turnovers, and there's another steal.
2-on-1, Schweiger, and he is fouled going to the rack.
First half, 13-2 points off turnovers in favor of Northern Iowa, and they open the second half with a steal.
Now Zeke Montgomery, that's his first foul. He led the Braves with 16 points in the loss to UIC Wednesday night. He needs to get heating up. Just a couple of points in that first half. As Schweiger knocks down the free throw, is another one coming.
I really like what Schweiger did in the first half also. Leon Bonal with an injury. They knew that Ben Schweiger had to give him more at both ends of the court, and he has done just that. 2 steals for number 7, Schweiger.
Jonovic, 7-footer from Serbia. Bright spot for Bradley in that first half. That was a foul on the floor. He had 8 points. And that foul was on Campbell, his 3rd.
Campbell picked up 2. Cale Schmidt came in and played well. Ben Jackson let Campbell play with 3.
Dean, jump shot. No. Boy, it's been a tough day for Duke Dean.
Campbell 6'4", hand in the face. Hard for Dean to get a clean look.
Duke now 1 of 8 from the field. Rolls off for Hudson. And here comes Duke in transition. Hannah thought about a corner 3. He's going to penetrate. Spinning on Titan Anderson. A little strong, got his own miss. Skip pass right into the Bradley bench. And another Braves turnover.
Hannah's really pressing. He's trying to score. Great effort on the rebound. But threw that one right to Coach Wardle.
You know, one of the problems on Wednesday night, Kevin, for Northern Iowa was that they had too many turnovers at Drake. The Bulldogs scored 21 points off of 14 Northern Iowa giveaways. And in the first half, the Panthers had just 4 turnovers. And now Hudson is fouled at the rim, and that's another one on Jonovich.
No foul, just gave him a goaltend. It was a goaltend, but excellent pick and roll, pocket pass. And Hudson continues to attack the big man, Jonovich.
So Jonovich stays at 3 fouls. That's important. It is 13 for Northern Iowa. Bradley trying to make a move here. Hannah draws the contact, and he'll go to the line.
Hannah's come out here in the second half and been very, very aggressive with Bradley Braves. Trying to turn the corner, gets his shoulder into Anderson. They need points from Hannah, Duke Dean, and Montgomery.
That's going to be a shooting foul. First on Anderson. Weisbrod gets the miss. Here comes Schweiger.
That big 3 of Bradley I just mentioned only had a total of 6 points in the first half. Montgomery, Davis, and Dean.
Good defense there by Darius Hannah. Got a piece of it.
Mike Hannah's effort here in the second half.
This is a guy they really need to be getting going. Duke Dean.
Campbell's been really good on it, Clay. Campbell's height at 6'4" is giving Dean problems.
Campbell cuts him off again. 5 to shoot. Jumper doesn't get the roll. It's been that kind of day for the Duke.
Shot that one, put his hands up. He thought that was going to roll through. Great recovery, though, by Trey Campbell. Slipped, came back and contested Duke Dean's shot.
Pocket pass to Hudson. He'll skip it out to Anderson. Weisbrod. Yes! Man, Max Weisbrod, his second 3.
Phenomenal ball movement by the Panthers.
How about the Division II and Division III transfers just filling it up?
The portal taketh and the portal giveth.
Davis off the side of the backboard. Weisbrod drops it down for Anderson. He'll go to work on Hannah. And plays physical. Campbell got the rebound, and he's fouled.
Northern Iowa started this second half. They're getting all the 50-50 balls. Physicality inside. Here comes Campbell off the baseline.
And Jonovich has to go to the bench. That's 4 on Ahmet Jonovich. And, you know, he easily, Kevin, could have maybe had one more here in the half. He's been playing physical all game.
It's a matchup that favors Hudson.
And there's Hudson against Atlason. You know, he took advantage of that extra 4 inches.
He's too strong for Atlason.
Timeout, Brian Wardle. As this one is starting to get away from the Braves. Well, it's pretty easy to understand why Bradley has struggled the last couple of games. First against UIC in Peoria, and not today.
And Duke Dean has really struggled from the 3-point range and just shooting the basketball. He's 1 for 10 today. 0 from 2 from distance for Duke Dean. He leads this Bradley team at 14 per game and normally shoots at well over 40%.
Well, you kind of touched on it. Teams are keying on him, and it's been Campbell today. I think Troy Campbell has done a really nice job locking him up.
Also, Clay, he's really good in transition. Northern Iowa's taken away Bradley's transition game, so Duke team cannot get open looks in the open floor.
Freshman Quan Johnson, had 6 in the first half.
Northern Iowa switching those screens.
Travel on Dean. It goes from bad to worse for the Braves.
Now, Brian Wardle told us most teams are switching their perimeter exchanges. Northern Iowa team that doesn't necessarily switch all the time, but they did it on that possession against Bradley, and it resulted in another turnover.
These are 2 veteran teams. Only 3 teams in the Valley brought back more than 8 players. And these are 2 of them. The other team is Evansville. But right now, Northern Iowa looks like the veteran bunch. And Bradley making a lot of youthful mistakes. 43-25 Panthers with 15:51 to go. Back in Cedar Falls, where we talk about our ESPN NBA Sunday doubleheader starting in Philadelphia, where Nick Nurse and his Sixers host the Celtics at 6 Eastern. Then the Grizz look to Jaren Jackson Jr. to carry the load versus Giannis and the Bucks. You know a thing or two about Mr. Nick Nurse.
The pride of Kemper High School out of Carroll, Iowa, played for the Panthers, graduated in 1989, won an NBA championship with the Raptors in 2019. Also, he still has the record for the highest three-point percentage of any Division I player in the state of Iowa.
Did you have anything to do with recruiting him?
I inherited him as a sophomore, but he did babysit my 3 sons, Austin, Cal, and Grant, because Nurse lived across the street from me on Pizarro Court, of all places.
Is he pretty good?
As a babysitter?
Yeah,
he was okay. A dog named Gypsy that they liked.
A foul underneath. You know, Bradley better watch these turnovers. They're at 12 in this game, and they've got to clean that up if they're going to come back. Their season high in turnovers this year is 16.
And to compound that problem, Northern Iowa has turned those into points. 17 points off those Bradley turnovers for the Panthers.
Allison at the line for 2 on the Titan Anderson foul, his second of the game.
Now look for Northern Iowa to go into Jacob Hudson at the offensive end. Yonovich on the bench. He's too strong for Atlason, and Hannah's got foul problems.
Three-quarter court pressure here by Bradley, trying to get Northern Iowa out of sync, and it works. Do you expect we're going to see more of this?
They're doing it after free throws, but they need to put some full-court pressure to get their energy level up and maybe get some open court turnovers. If they can turn into points, they really struggle, Clay, to score against this loaded set defense of the Panthers that is switching all ball screens.
Quan Johnson gets it into the paint, uses that big physique to get underneath the rim and draw the contact.
For the freshman with upper body strength, this is a physical contest. The 5th-year guy, K.O. Schmidt, going against the freshman.
It's the 3rd on Schmidt. Quan Johnson, a couple of times this season, he has been Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Week. And there's a bit of a Milwaukee pipeline that Brian Wardle has going.
Well, more than a bit. You know, he coached up with Green Bay, played for Marquette. Well, he's got a lot of connections in that area. They've been able to mine it. Do an excellent job. And Johnson does not look like a freshman. I watched him practice in early October. I was impressed with Jaquan Johnson and physically ready to play right now.
A more measured pace here on this possession for Northern Iowa. Leading by 15. Anderson drops it down for Hudson. Got it and one. Jacob Hudson. I'll tell you what, he looks pretty spry on that sore ankle.
Well, this is the down low, and as I said, he's too strong for Allison to handle. Once Jonovich went out, big smile on Jacob Hudson's face. He has worked on redefining his body in the off-season. Footwork is outstanding. Seth Tuttle, the protege that works with the postmen of Northern Iowa.
Hudson's got a dozen. He leads everybody for Northern Iowa. Yeah, he carries 250 pounds really well. As Anderson plucks another rebound.
They go into Hudson again. They brought another big in, Thomas, to battle Hudson.
Good pass. Hudson to Schweiger, blocked by Hannah.
Hannah out of the clouds. Great reaction by Hannah.
And there's a reach-in foul. It's going to go against Campbell, and I believe that's his fourth.
This is an area where Northern Iowa is really thin because of injuries in the backcourt.
Yeah, they're down those two starters, Leon Bond, R.J. Taylor. Taylor was the starting point guard back in December. Campbell has been playing point guard, but now he's got 4 fouls. He's going to go to the bench, and there's a lot of game left.
Yeah, and then they bring in Reddick Bourne. They took the red shirt off Reddick Bourne in mid-December because of the injury to R.J. Taylor. Bourne's younger brother, just a true freshman for Northern Iowa.
And a freshman scores over Bourne. Jaquan Johnson, first points of the second half from the field. And Reddick Bourne, the youngest player in the Missouri Valley Conference, just 18 years old.
Comes from a great basketball lineage. He understands the game.
Call that foul on the floor.
Hudson feeling very confident in his game right now. Struggled early against Jonovich, but now he's got a size and strength advantage against the post players that Bradley keeps throwing at him. He was too strong for Atlason. Now Thomas is trying to handle him inside.
Bradley just picked up his 3rd foul.
Bradley going zone. Too many guys foul.
From the corner, Max Weisbrod. He's got 3 of those today. 3 threes for Max. And it's a 19-point lead for Northern Iowa.
Division II transfer, playing with confidence.
There's 3 threes, tying a season high for Weisbrod out of DeForest, Wisconsin. Another Bradley turnover.
Anderson on the floor again to get a loose ball.
So Baker's dozen now in turnovers.
Watch out.
Look out. Ben Schweiger.
Loves that baseline drive. Can get there in a hurry.
His 2nd dunk today. Braves 1 and done.
Ben Jackson waving his team, trying to get him to play faster.
Barnseth on the other side of the rim.
The big redhead, the freshman, shows his dexterity.
Thomas. Boy, did Bradley need that.
They've been digging some dry wells. Thomas, the 5-man, the junior college transfer, can step out and knock in the 3 ball.
Thomas just a couple of field goals the last 3 games combined. He stops the bleeding for the Braves with his first 3. A 6'10" JUCO transfer. And now Weisbrod is fouled, and looks like he's a little shaken up. We're going to step aside. Boy, this game's starting to really get away from the Braves. And Schweiger has a couple of dunks.
Put that on your resume, Ben Schweiger.
Our phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible.
And startups start up.
That's why PNC Bank strives to be boring with your money. The pragmatic, calculated kind of boring.
I request a colon cancer screening kit from Cologuard.com. And if I'm eligible, it gets delivered to my drawbridge. Aces.
Cologuard is for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Request a Cologuard kit online.
Devotion for man by Dolce & Gabbana.
Now the lead is 20 for Northern Iowa, and Bradley has been assessed a flagrant foul.
It's on Johnson here as he goes through that screen. Watch his right hand hits the face of Max Weisbrod.
So that's going to be a flagrant one, and Weisbrod is going to shoot foul shots.
Contact above the shoulders.
He went to the monitor during that commercial timeout and determined it was flagrant, so Johnson be on the bench now. And you can see there, that's a teaching moment for the freshman. As the coaching staff goes over to work with him on that.
That's Darryl Brown, coached him, the former all-conference player for the Braves.
Good game for Max Weisbrod, 9 points, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. UNI has hit 43% of its three-point shots. Meanwhile, 2 of 11 for Bradley, the #1 three-point shooting team in the country, and it has failed them the last couple of games.
They've really struggled, and struggling today. They had some good looks early, but couldn't knock them down, and now it's just become a lot of pressure every time they get an open three. But the switching defense by Northern Iowa has been very effective.
Max Weisbrod, another one. That's a season high for threes for Max.
He had that one loaded before it hit his hands.
And Birch draws the contact with 11:18 to go.
Division II transfer, was MVP of his league. They really like this young man, Max Weisbrod. Struggled a little bit early in November, December. His confidence has grown as they've given minutes and allowed him to shoot that three.
I'll tell you what, confidence is a powerful thing, and you can see that it's growing with Max Weisbrod.
Max Weisbrod, Cale Schmidt, Ben Schweigert.
Baseline jumper, and Demarion Birch, the athletic sophomore out of Milwaukee. Only his 13th game. He's been dealing with injuries and sickness that have kept him out for periods of time throughout the season. Good cut. Weisbrod, he can get it done underneath the basket, too.
The freshman making the delivery. When your post players can pass, that time Hornseth with the delivery.
You like the redhead.
I do. Well, he shoots like 70%. And he plays with a smile on his face.
Birch trying to take this game over for Bradley, but he left it short. There's still a lot of time if Bradley can figure things out. They have time to make a push.
They got to make some stops. They got to get their defense. There we go. Their defense has to create some offense for them. They need something open court here.
Birch thought about the three, spins, takes another one, and got that one to go with the southpaw.
He's explosive. You talked about the Milwaukee connection. Birch is part of it. Jimmy Foster, the assistant for Bradley, is a Milwaukee native, had a great career at South Dakota in the old North Central League. He is the recruiting connection, along with Ryan Wardley, get this Milwaukee kids in here.
How about that? Kyle Pope pokes a three.
Pope is a long-range sniper. That's what he's in the game to do.
He's been playing a little out of position, too, at the small forward once in a while.
Yeah, it got moved there because Leon Bond.
with the left hand. Hannah draws the foul from Will Hornseth, his first. Look at the bench reaction, Kevin, after this triple.
Well, when Kyle Polk catches it, how about Titan Anderson? When Kyle Polk catches it and he's got room, you know it's going up.
Well, our ESPN2 Big Monday women's game is a matchup between two of the top teams in the ACC. Number 10 Duke, number 17 NC State. Wolfpack have won 6 straight. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. Alongside Kevin Lehman, I'm Clay Matvick here at the McLeod Center in Cedar Falls, Iowa. This is the 19th season of the McLeod Center, as Hannah's going to go to the bench. And Northern Iowa always a tough out in this building. 10-2 at home this season. You know, this building opened up right when Ben Jacobson took over the program.
That's right. He's the only person who ever coached a game in here for the Panthers, as Greg McDermott left and went to Iowa State, and Jacobson stepped in right when this getting the final paint put in the floor from McLeod Center.
Polk, good shot fake. Gets underneath for a closer look and sinks it with the right hand.
He does not score many inside the three-point arc. Everything going right for the Panthers.
Biggest lead of the game for Northern Iowa. It's up to 26. Dean, man, stays ice cold. And now we have a foul away from the ball. This is going to go against Northern Iowa.
Duke Dean 1 for 11 from the field this afternoon. As you mentioned, struggled in that loss against UIC, where he had 5 points, was 1 for 6 from 3.
Duke Dean, the only all-conference player who returns in the Valley from last year. There's even some talk he might get a 6th year. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but a veteran guy, a talented guy that if Bradley is going to win this regular season championship and do well at Arch Madness and get to an NCAA tournament, Duke Dean has to be good. And right now, he just seems to be a little bit out of it.
It's been a tough day at the office for Duke Dean, but he is their emotional leader. He paired with Connor Hickman last year, but look at the production now from Dean, Montgomery, and Hannah. They have struggled today. A total of 7 points.
Christian Davis just picked up his 3rd foul for Bradley. Turnovers too for the Braves. It's been a trouble spot.
They struggled against UIC on Wednesday night with the ball handling.
Boy, the 3 balls continue to fall for Northern Iowa. And that time, it is Schmidt.
Cale Schmidt came with co-college and played an exhibition game a year ago against the Panthers. I loved his game then, and it's transitioned well to the Missouri Valley Conference.
Marion Birch 6 of 3 of his own, but that 3 for Schmidt gives him 11 points. I think that a dozen, and that's a season high. We're going to step aside. 67-41. Cale Schmidt, 5th game back from a knee injury, starting to feel good again. He's got a season high. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by McDonald's. Flashing back to the 2019 Arch Madness Championship in St. Louis, Bradley beating Northern Iowa 57-54. First of back-to-back championships in the tournament. Let's see, though, regular season winner and the tournament winner have been different most times here in recent years.
That 2019 2020 Bradley team finished 5th in the league, and they came back and beat Northern Iowa in that championship game. These are two programs with Brian Wardle and Ben Jacobson that they get their teams ready for March.
This is the first meeting this season between these two. They will play again in Peoria March 2nd. That is the regular season finale, and we'll see how much is on the line in that one.
Preseason poll, they don't mean much now, especially with all the transfers, but Northern Iowa picked 2nd, and the Bradley Babes overwhelmingly picked 1st because the return of Darius Hanna, Duke Dean, and Christian Davis.
Cale Schmidt with the steal.
Schmidt, 5th game back. Looks like a seasoned veteran. The pride of the Duke Waller.
It's blocked by Birch. And now Timothy Vanderdam, 6'8" freshman from Italy, is in the game for Bradley.
A Milwaukee connection for Bradley and also an overseas connection. Jonovich, Timothy, they've always had foreign players. They've got a great pipeline.
Bradley lost by 23 at home to UIC on Wednesday night. They are down 27 here with under 7 minutes to go. Despite being picked 1st in the league, despite having all the veterans, they've struggled the last couple of games. Corner 3, Weisbrod, yes, rattles in. Max Weisbrod on a tear, his 5th triple.
Basket looks huge to Max right now.
18 points.
He's played well at the defensive end also.
He leads everybody in points. Jonovich had a hot start to this game, has cooled off as Northern Iowa has made some adjustments. He has not scored here in the second half.
Weisbrod just been sliding around the three-point line, finding the open spots. His teammates know he's got the hot hand, and they've been delivering the pill from Max Weisbrod, and he has answered it.
Well, today is the 4th straight game Bradley has allowed 10 or more threes. That three-point defense is something that Brian Wardle's going to have to figure out here in the month of February.
Well, it was one of the best in the nation here until a couple of weeks ago, but they have struggled to lock it up. But I think, Clay, part of the problem is their offense has struggled. Your offense has to help your defense. You got to be able to score the basketball to set your defense. They have not been able to score consistently in this game.
Jonovich gets them both. He's playing with 4 fouls for Bradley.
They use Titan Anderson as a ball handler to break the press. That's how much Anderson has evolved in his game over the 5 years as a Panther.
Anderson really set the mood in this game for UNI. Came out with his hair on fire, had 9 points in the first half. As Birch hits another 3.
You can see the talent in Birch. Beats you one-on-one, has three-point range. Just getting back healthy.
He's in double figures now with 10. 3 players with 10 for Bradley. Birch, Jonovich, and Johnson. None of those guys really big scorers, but their regular stars haven't been getting it done today. Foul underneath. It's going to go against Vanderdam. And Anderson's going to go to the line.
Yeah, Anderson hasn't scored in this half, but he's done everything else. We're going defensive end, on the glass. He's closing in on a double-double, Clay. He's had 16 in his career. 9 rebounds for Anderson.
Kate Hartke in the ball game now for Bradley, as Brian Wardle is starting to rest some of his players as he senses that this one is out of reach.
He was concerned when we talked today about his team being tired here in late January, early February. Poor performance against UIC on Wednesday.
You know, I think he truly believed that his team was going to respond well today. You talked about the road record, how good it was coming into this one.
Yeah, in the league, they're 5-0 entering this game.
Johnson knocks another one down. He's got a dozen.
Early foul problems for Hanna. Jotovich. There's the records on your screen there. Bradley 5-0 before this game. Drake has been excellent on the road.
Oh, Titan Anderson throws up a prayer. Got it answered. And he'll receive a foul shot to boot. You talked about the smile. He plays happy.
He's what Ben Jenkins has built this program on. Fifth-year guy. He came as a freshman, didn't play much. Coming off a knee injury, a patella tear in his knee. This has gotten better every year. 2023. Captain the most improved team, and there he is, a preseason first-team pick. Titan Anderson. What a career he's had for Northern Iowa.
He's going to get a nice round of applause as he goes to the bench.
1 rebound short of a double-double. Anderson now with 14 points and 9 boards.
Johnson continues to have a nice offensive day. He scores and he'll get a bonus shot. That loss to UIC was kind of a signature win this year for Coach Eson and the Flames, as they've got a first-year head coach too, and a lot of them in the league this year. And UIC's a tough out, but they really gave Bradley a hard time at Carver Arena.
They played the perfect first half at Carver. UIC had 0 turnovers. Ended up making 14 threes in that game. This is the 4th straight game that Bradley has given up 10 or more threes. And that was their calling card before these last 4 games, their ability to defend at the 3-point line and make threes at the offensive end.
So Bradley is going to go a full game behind Drake. Drake got its 20th win of the season yesterday, 10th in the Valley. In that win over SIU and Carbondale. They've won 8 in a row. Bennett Sturt's on fire. He had 30 yesterday. Right now, that team just has that offense figured out, and the defense too, for that matter.
And also, they got this. Drake does. They've got to win at Bradley already.
Yeah.
Bradley has to return to the nap center. And for Northern Iowa, they still got a shot at the title. We've got 7, 8 games left. But also, you start looking now, the top 4 teams at the end of the season get first-round byes in Arch Madness as a coveted position.
Reaching foul against Johnson. And we're going to take a break with 3:53 to go. It's been a lot of celebrating for the Panthers in this Sunday matinee today. Big lead, 25 points here in Cedar Falls.
I think it just goes back to wanting to win. Nothing's promised.
The roll! Oh! Another bucket for Cooper Flatt.
Well, Max Weisbrod has been exceptional today, especially in the second half. Has 15 since the break.
When they recruited Max Weisbrod, they were impressed with the fact that he was, as a sophomore, the MVP of his league in the Great Lakes Conference. It's a really good Division II league. He has transitioned that game here to Northern Iowa. Big-time second half for Max.
Yeah, it was a single-digit deficit for Bradley at the half, but this thing has swelled in the second half as the Panthers have caught fire. Now 10 of 20 from outside the arc. While Bradley continues to struggle from the field, especially the three-point line.
When Nate Heisey went to Iowa State, Molenborn went to Colorado State, Ben Jackson went in the portal. He needed some scorers. Cale Schmidt out of nearby Cole College and Max Weisbrod are the two they selected, and they have played exceptional today.
Stolen away by Johnson. Boy, one of the bright spots for the Braves today has been the play of the rookie.
Strong, powerful, relentless.
That's a career high 19 points for Jaquan Johnson.
Oh, those quick hands. Knocked it loose, able to hang on to it, and then convert it to points instantly for Johnson.
Well, another reminder, our ACC Big 12 Big Monday doubleheader on ESPN. As sophomore sensation Jalen Lowe in Pittsburgh hosting Virginia at 7. Then number 3, Iowa State traveling to Kansas, where the number 11 Jayhawks look to avenge a 17-point loss earlier this season. That'll be a good one at Allen Fieldhouse. Iowa State loses yesterday. That's a win by Kansas State that could help Drake.
No question. It already has helped Drake move up in the net as Drake beat Kansas State in December at T-Mobile Center. I actually checked this morning and it moved Drake up 3 points in the net, got them in the high 50s. Do they have enough games left to get that thing in the low 50s, high 40s? It's the only way the Valley can get themselves 2 bids.
Yeah, right now you would suggest that it's probably not in the cards, right?
It's tough, yeah. Big win over Vandy, and the win over Kansas State has helped. Miami hasn't done much for them.
You see Drake at the top of the pile. They're going to have a full game lead on Bradley. Belmont lost today to Evansville, so they fall to 7-5. Northern Iowa is going to go to 8-4, and they're going to be alone in 3rd place after today.
And Northern Iowa, in their next trip, they are on the road at Missouri State. Got their first win.
Yeah, they finally got that first win, but boy, it's been a tough year in Springfield.
They're starting to play better right now, though, Clay. But then Northern Iowa comes, they get through that hump. They're back home against Illinois State, a game that we've got next Saturday. And then Indiana State comes into McLeod Center. This is a pivotal game for the Panthers if they're going to stay in the hunt. But Drake's got to trip up. They need a little help from the rest of the league.
Shot clock violation. You know, with the reserves on the floor, just not a lot of experience out there. They lost track of the shot clock.
And Anderson's back in the game. He maybe get his double-double.
$15 points, 9 rebounds. I see the shot clock started with only 20 on it, so fix the situation. Atlason fires. And a fresh shot clock here for the Braves.
Atlason will not square it up. That was not a good shot for him. He was fading to the left. Let's see what the freshman Johnson's going to do.
Corey Thomas, no. Thomas hit from there in the first half.
Birch with a hustle rebound.
Johnson knocks one down from the corner.
He's still playing, Clay.
Boy, he
Johnson's,
sure is.
He is focused.
That's his first 3. He's got 22 points.
Bright spot in this game for Brian Warren and his crew is the play of number 22. Guarding the ball right now.
In 24 minutes. Rounded out for Anderson. 2 minutes to go. Atlason, they needed more of that from him earlier.
Exactly my thought, Clay. Transition baskets, and Northern Iowa took those away early in this game.
And we got a technical foul, I believe. Is that against Brian Wardle?
I think it was on the bench. He turned and looked at the bench.
Tommy Johnson, the official, right there, and he heard enough to tee up either Wardle or the Bradley bench. And Campbell will be at the line. Let's see if we can figure it out.
Johnson gets knocked down right there by Titan Anderson. That was a complaint. I think Jimmy Foster jumped up. I don't think it was on Coach Wardle. It was on the bench. You saw that collision with Anderson and Johnson.
Yeah, well, Bradley's got to be careful here. They're in a game where they can't win it. What they can't afford is a suspension or something stupid that they'll lose more players. Johnson playing for the stat sheet now.
He is relentless. I like his energy. Even late in the game, that's one that's been put away. Johnson just keeps attacking the glass.
Baseline, got it. Titan Anderson, 2 more. He has 17. Duke Dean on the bench. His streak of 26 straight games with a 3 is going to come to an end. And he's got to figure it out. He is the face of this Bradley program. The leader came back for a 5th year, and they desperately need him.
Energy guy. They feed off of what Duke Dean does. He knocks in 3s and gets the crowd and his teammates excited. That did not happen today. He also can quiet a crowd when he goes to a venue here like the McLeod Center.
Timeout called by Ben Jacobson. With 39 seconds to go.
Substitution timeout for Coach Jake.
What a job Ben Jacobson has done in almost 2 decades here in Cedar Falls. And you look at the upcoming schedule, certainly what you would consider a winnable game on Wednesday, even though they have to go on the road. Missouri State has had a tough year. Illinois State next week. Game you and I will have on Saturday here in Cedar Falls. And then Indiana State at Murray State at Belmont.
Well, everyone is chasing Drake. Northern Iowa still has a shot at this regular season title, but they need some help. But Drake is playing so well. We had him yesterday. Excellent second half at Southern Illinois, but this is Northern Iowa team. What I'm impressed by today, Clay, is the way they bounced back. It was a very poor performance Wednesday at the Knapp Center against the state arch rival Drake Bulldogs, and they have responded like a veteran team would respond.
They had 14 turnovers in that game, and they've had just 7 here today.
Jacob Hudson did not play well at Drake. He came back with a great game today against Jonovich. Is a load to deal with inside because of his size. But Schmidt stepping up, more confidence from Cale Schmidt. Weisbrod knocking in 3 balls.
Reddick Bourne rattles it home. Bourne gets on the score sheet.
The freshman says, why not me? 0 calls his own number. Charlie Miller in there guarding the basketball. He is the grandson of Eldon Miller, the former head coach here at Northern Iowa.
That's going to count for Johnson as he gets 3 more. He'll end up with 27 in an otherwise disappointing game for the Bradley Braves as they lose for the first time on the road in the Valley this season. Ben Jacobson's UNI Panthers get their 8th conference win right in the thick of this thing in early February.
The defense was exceptional. They set the tone early, led by Titan Anderson. Then the offense got going from the 3-point line.
18 for Weisbrod, 17 for Anderson, 83-69 the final as Northern Iowa wins it here at home. Back-to-back losses for just the 3rd time in league play in the last 3 seasons for Bradley. That's going to do it from Cedar Falls. For Kevin Lehman and our entire crew, I'm Clay Matvick saying so long. Big win at home for the UNI Panthers.